Hello and welcome! While looking for strategies on how to fight this little tiger in a speedrun or farm version, I only ended up with good, but old guides about the fight in general. Therefore I think some would be happy about a version focusing on the reward, namely this sexy Doggo here, which is a part of the farm series for the Kamuy of the Nine Tails. This guide shall also take into account our heavy item level and the things that a group needs to be aware of and the stuff which can be ignored because of these big numbers and values. So let us start off with a new approach on Byakko Savage. Let us begin as if you were the party leader, formed a group from party finder and with a standard setup of 2 tanks, 1 or 2 healers and some nice damage dealers. Then we start with the placement of those markers. Most groups take these for later marker division like the following: tanks to A, healers to B and DPS to C. After that, try to clarify on which strategy you settle. I recommend using tank LB3 at the second tiger phase, and that every tank will take his stacker alone, but more to that later. And don't forget to arrange who's gonna be the main tank and who has to off tank. Attention here, both of them need to always stay focused and observant for getting that thing running. Starting with a countdown for the pleasure of your damage dealers, you should instantly get rid of your offensive cooldowns as tank, or at least as paladin or dark knight, because you have a limited time window before getting smashed. Then we are facing the first raid-wide damage that can be reduced with reprisal, followed by the tank buster where you should make use of one single defensive ability, or more as paladin. Then follows the first crucial mechanic, State of Shock, where the one first on the enmity list, usually the main tank, will be gripped and crushed by the boss. Normally you would have to split the group here and stack, but with the actual HP level we can avoid this by the use of some defensives that need to be timed correctly before the boss finishes his cast. As paladin, just use hallowed ground here to avoid the damage as a whole. After the main tank has been gripped, the second one in the enmity list, the off tank in the best cases, will be forced into the ferocious grip of the tiger, so he has to time some defensives as well, when Byakko has nearly finished his second cast. Sometimes it happens that some nasty DPS or healers are forced into his grip, due to being number 2 on the enmity list. Then 3 to 4 people should move into the stacking mark to prevent them from dying. Attention now as the first person that got into his grip. You have to reclaim the enmity again, so use provoked followed by the enmity combo or use abilities inside of your tanking stance. Thereafter the boss will continue fighting, but after some seconds he moves into the center throwing countless orbs at your group that you have to dodge to avoid a stacking debuff. Above that, some players are sheathed randomly with glowing red barriers that must not touch each other or else you will get stacking debuffs as well. After his own linear AoE, the boss will jump to A again to summon his Ed. This has to be tanked by the off tank at the farthest position to A and the group, with one or another defensive, because it kinda hits heavy. A personal advice for summoners or bards or anything that has multi-dot potential, just attach some dots to the tiger as well. While pushing your overall DPS, it helps with the bursting when the tiger jumps into the middle. Here you have to gather those orbs that will heal the tiger when reaching him and smash in some cooldowns to get him at least under 35% life. The phase inside of the air, guys, it's dodging balls. If you need my help here, just freshen up with some old school arcade space shooters. After this annoying fly phase, we finally reach phase 2, which we want to keep as short as possible with some tricks again. First try to defend your party through walls, barriers, etc. to soften the incoming raid buster. Then as main tank, move to the A position again and make yourself ready for another tank buster and another State of Shock. Meanwhile, the healers and damage dealers have to be careful with those advancing thunderclouds as well. Now use the last remaining defensives at the right timing and repeat the procedure from the first phase with an extension after the second stacker jump. Here the boss will cast his leg sweep, so move behind him as soon as possible to avoid being swept away, especially if anyone has the debuff that is granted after being hit by his stacker attack. By the way, never tank him with that debuff or get hit by him by any means. Hereafter, the boss will shift into the center again to throw orbs at you, but with a vicious addition. Now your previously prepared position markers are demanded. 1 DPS, 1 healer and always the off tank will get bomb markers that are signaled with a red arrow above their head. Place them at the appropriate spot to prevent those larger growing bombs to touch each other in any case. Sometimes you have to be a bit flexible if something unexpected happens, so try to grant them the suitable distance. Oh, by the way, don't move into those bomb zones. However, again after the second line AoE the boss jumps to A, detaching his arm for spawning another Tiger Ant again. This time the off-tank has to be fast to get his attention because he will turn into the proximity bomb much faster than before, and no healer or DPS should receive this. Dodge the line AoE the Tiger is conjuring and be ready to smash the boss down. Now we make it to the phase for wise decisions. When the Tiger jumps into the middle and Byakko has less than 6 to 8% of his remaining life, you should end his existence with a melee LB3 to smash him down before the Tiger's cast. If he remains with 9% or more, you should definitely go the safe way and wait for the last 3/4 of the cast sequence of the Tiger to throw in the tank LB3. With the actual state of HP for all members and an item level beyond those 350, you can simply dodge the Tiger's raid kill with this little trick. If the boss still has some HP, the cycle of every attack will continue and you have to stay focused and aware to his mechanics, until you have finally defeated him. Wait, finally? Hahaha, it's a farming guide, guys. You have to grind this over and over again. So stick around and polish your performance on this boss to its finest, and someday you will receive the honor of obtaining your sweet Tiger. Or at some distant day you have collected all 99 totems. I hope you have better luck. Thanks a lot for watching, and if you like this or other videos on my channel, I would be pleased if you support me with a like, subscription or hitting that bell button. And we see us in the next video again. Until then, take care and honestly good luck with your Kamuy.